We're going to be going live. I'll give you a minute to come in. And to give you a minute to come in, and Vanessa, the Phoenix Rising. Sorry, the little one has stuff over here. I'm ready to come in, give you guys a chance to be heard, also to give you a reading, and to hopefully spread some hope and help you realize that today we wake up is still another day. People went to work, have to go to work, still gonna go to work. Still have to pray for the things that are important in life. Still praying for peace and harmony, for hope and faith. For those who felt like you had something to fight for yesterday, you still have something to fight for today. For those of you who think that you have the results that you want, you're still going to have to fight for what it is that you truly desire and what it is that you believe in. If you want to create true harmony or peace in your life, if you want to have great success, it's not going to come with just the election of one people. And if any people fall, we all fall to some degree, you know. And a lot of things were missed on this election. Hello, Tweety. Hello, Miana. Hello, Charles. Hello, Nannies. You know, so I want you guys to know that this is a day that, you know, a lot of people have their feelings one way or the other. Some people are elated and they think they won something, and some people feel like they lost a lot. And there is still a lot that is to be addressed. Everything from women's rights, even the right to vote, because some person who I believe is unhinged wants to get rid of the 19th Amendment. That's very important to me, which is giving women literally the right to vote in the United States of America. And so there's a lot of pushback on people having basic rights in this country. It's not just the immigration issue, which was a great issue for a lot of people, that was undermined by the current administration and by the person who was running for office, Ms. Harris. And also the issue of how people feel in this country right now, and the fact that they feel powerless, and the ongoing onslaught that we have been watching unravel in Palestine has been very important to a lot of people. And so where they could have gotten some support to do something different, we've been watching the annihilation of a people happening for well over a year without it being addressed in any real way. And because certain voices were stunted, were knocked out, were smashed, it actually sent people running into other directions, or people choosing, you know what, if this is what I'm going to get from a so-called Democratic presidency, I might as well go with what you consider the opposition, because as bad as it was, people didn't see themselves in a war, and people don't want to be in a war. People don't want to be in a war with the so-called quote-unquote Middle East, North Africa, or West Asia, you know, because there is no actual Middle East. You're either in Asia, or you're in Africa, or you're in Eurasia, the European Asian part, you know, land masses, when we know what continents are, right? um, we don't want to be in these wars that we saw people were in wars. We've been in constant wars since Bush, and we don't want to unalive innocent people. If you're standing here in the United States of America and you're from a family of soldiers, which I am, we're sick of it, and we don't want our people coming back in bags and boxes, and we don't want to be doing that to other people's lives as well. We don't want to fight wars for rich people that do not have any direct benefit to American citizens. Even the soldiers themselves already know while they're serving, this is not for protection of our lands, and we are not fooled by it. We are not. When you go out and you create enemies by taking the lives of other people, it does not make you safer. It makes you less safe. You know, and so the reality is I'm in prayer for all of the innocent people here in this country as well. I know that other people have other social agendas that are very important to them, whether it's their gender rights, right to whom they want to marry, all of these kind of things, which are very personal to them. And I think that they put a lot of emphasis on those kind of issues and not enough on the issues of safety, our security, our real security, financial stability, and nobody was seeing that happen in real time under the current administration. And the woman running for office happens to be attached to the current administration. And because she was running for office while being the vice president, she didn't speak up enough against the current policies that are in place that are personally affect all of us. So people aren't happy with how they were seeing the migrant issue all the way up north. You know where I'm from, New York City, all the way up north to all the way down south, all the way west and east. Everybody was affected by the debacle and by this no order being put in place and the strain being put on everyone everywhere. And it did not appear that they had a strong enough message or a plan in place, even if they were doing the process or speeding it up. Their communication team was not as good as Donald Trump's and not as good as the people who were actually suffering in areas. And for people to say, oh, we're doing something, we're planning something, just wasn't enough. Adams is out. Let me tell you, Adams in New York City, nobody likes him. It doesn't even matter, he's ex-cop or whatever. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants to live in a police state. That was very concerning. But I'm going to tell you something, United States of America, almost everybody has a pew-pew. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much it may end up being like the Wild Wild West, because if you put the people in opposition of law enforcement, people are going to feel, if you're going to come kill me anyway, pardon me, unalive me anyway, then I might as well defend myself. And if you have everybody scared, that's not a good place to be in your mind or in your physical being. So that's a concern. Women's rights and women's health issues are concerned. Another woman has gone to the other side to meet her maker because she had a miscarriage and it wasn't dealt with properly or immediately because some men put laws in order that didn't allow for her to get the medical care required, which they would call an abortion. But it's a part of a medical procedure, a DNC. Sometimes you have to get cleaned out, which would be removing the tissue. So it had nothing to do with the life, because once you miscarry, whatever's happening inside of you is no longer viable. And so the fact that we have non-medical people making decisions for half of our beings, because half of us are women, half of us are men, is problematic. You have people who voted against their own interests for whatever reason. That's their business. But we are here in this world together, and moving forward, we are going to have to decide, how are we going to communicate with one another? How are we going to continue to defend our rights, defend ourselves, our minds, our spiritual lives, our bodies, okay? For the young women and men out there who have been essayed, who have been victims of this kind of thing. You know what it is to be put in that position, okay? I know what it is to be put in that position personally. Unfortunately, I made a choice for myself, but it was mine to make. That's very concerning, and I do care about every single one of us, and I care about the person who's very religious also, and the fact that they don't want their children to go to school and be exposed to certain things. There's been an extreme issue in this country, and you need to know that no matter where you fall on the spectrum, the extremities of wanting to have this kind of education in the school, to the point that we are teaching people things that go against their own family beliefs, is problematic. And the extreme of, I'm going to ban books because they make my children feel uncomfortable, is very dramatic. And this is a country that will repeat its history, because history in this country has been outlawed since the beginning of the winners making the stories up as they go along. From the very story that I grew up in school, being taught that someone discovered a place where other people lived. You can't discover a place where other people live. You know, I happen to be a product of the indigenous people of this land. You call us native, aboriginal, whatever. I happen to also be a product of the people who worked the land for hundreds of years free. I also happen to be a product of the man or the women who actually had the people work for them for free. I am the embodiment of all of what America is, from those who were originally here to those who were brought here, maybe, to those who were masters here, who manipulated, who controlled or colonized. I am also that which is of more than one upbringing. I've been exposed to great things, and I speak more than one language. And I understand one thing more than some people will possibly understand. We are not the sum total of what our ancestors have done. because then I would have to hate myself or overlove myself or accept just one part of me. But we are the sum total of the choices that we make as adults. I don't know if anybody's hearing me, and I appreciate it. You know, those of you who are with me, and those who may come later. It is up to you to decide for yourself how you're going to live this life. This election, one day in your life, does not determine everything unless you choose to allow it to. I know, like I said, a lot of people are disappointed, but this is your time. I'm going to clear the energies. I'm going to ring the bowl, have a few decks already out, and we're going to do at least 3 readings, and you can choose from the original here. One, I have a 2, and I have a 3. Actually, I have a 4th one also if you stick around. So here we go. We're going to clear the energies. We're going to inhale everything that's good. Imagine everything beautiful. Imagine the sky being clear. Imagine you feeling well loved and healed in every aspect of your life, your mental life, your emotional life, your physical being. Imagine that you're tall. You have a string drawing you up all the way through the top of your head. Put your chin up high. Be thankful for anything and everything you have. If what you have right now is the ability to breathe because you are here with me, be thankful for that. Let's have an attitude of gratitude. Let's use our energy for good. Let's change the atmosphere and the energy in the world one breath at a time. And we inhale. And we exhale easy, letting go everything that is weighing on us, anything that has been pressuring us, anything that has been holding us down, that makes us feel small or ugly. All the pain and disease, everything, just let it go. And let's do another inhale. Inhaling the light and the love and the peace and the harmony, our greater and higher selves. And we exhale that which is debasing us, that which does not belong, that which holds us back, that which brings about negativity and negative thoughts, that which blocks our productivity. We exhale that. We inhale one more time, everything good, exhaling anything that's left that does not belong. Inhale. And we exhale. I want you to know that this day is your day, that you are loved, that you are here with a purpose, that this is your opportunity to shine. I am Vanessa, the Phoenix Rising. And Phoenix Rising, if you don't know, a phoenix is a mystical creature, supposed to be, that when it dies, it goes into ashes, it bursts into flames and it goes into ashes, but then it rises again. And today we are all the Phoenix Rising because the phoenix is also a symbol that falls under the sign of Scorpio. And as we stand here right now, November 5th, we are in the sign of Scorpio. Okay? And with that, I love it. Look at the Ten of Pentacles that's shown up. This is a sign of a culmination of all good things. So if you are on your mind, if you tell yourself in your mind, I am a winner, I am successful, you cannot fail. No matter what's happening, you are a winner. When it pours outside, you are not worried about it because you have a proper raincoat. You have your slickers on. You have one of those non-collapsible umbrellas. You are prepared for the storms at hand. So in the rain, no bother. In the sunshine, you are prepared. You have the sunscreen, the glasses, you have the umbrella if the rays are too strong. You have what it is and what it takes in order for you to progress. You have a love and a desire for life. You are learning, you are maturing, you are producing. You are accumulating wealth in its most productive manner because the wealth that you are producing is good health, good mental states of being, not just money. But yes, you're going to have money also. We know when we see the Ten of Pentacles, for those of you who know, you know that this means yes. This is the bag, okay? For those of you who just want the bag, this is the bag. But it's more than that. It represents the Malkut. Malkut, I'm going to show you this. This right here, it's symbolic. This is a tree of life. And number 1 is the Keter. This is like the desires of the divine to give you. Number 2 and number 3, you see the king and the queen. You have feminine energy on one side, masculine energy on the other. Led by the head, led by emotions. That's what it is. But coming right down the middle, you see here, this is the action. What is going to be put into place? As above, so below. As below, so it is above. So our actions and our thinking and our mindset is all in alignment. I can go into this deeper. This is Kabbalistic, okay? Just so you know. I want you to know when you see the number 1, which is all the way up here, notice is that masculine But you need to know that this is your time to truly shine. I absolutely love this. Next card is the King of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? It's about getting about the business of doing. Okay, when you see the King of Pentacles, this is about getting about the business of doing. This is the air of earth. When I say the air of earth, when I understand that the pentacles represents earth, it represents Malkut, it represents kingdom, it represents where you stand, it represents where you live. It's about being about your business, being consistently showing up for yourself. This is a person who has great pride and great manners. This is a person that's disciplined. This is a person that's truly strong. This is a person that can speak clearly, but their actions are so darn great. So I'm going to tell you something. If you're here right now, I see you being in a powerful place in your life. I see you not only doing things that are impressive, that you are actively doing this, but you're speaking with a certain level of intelligence and discipline. But the best thing about this energy is that the actions match the thoughts and the communication. And this is where you win, win, win. Okay? That's where you win, win, win. What's the next one? The next one, wow, Six of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be in a place of completion, a place of healing, a place where you create balance. There's some true financial security coming in for somebody. I'm going to tell you, when you hit, come on. Get with me, okay? I'm going to tell you something here. When I see the Six of Pentacles, it is the one sign outside of the scales that in most settings you see that it's requiring balance, okay? That in the Two of Pentacles, that's a juggling act, but this requires a balancing out. So where there wasn't something, there is something now. Where you may have been lacking before, you're going to have the presence of mind and the ability to create fulfillment in your life. This is not a time to be lost in your emotions. Do you see what's happening here? We have earth, and then we have earth. It's a time of doing. It's a time of getting your feet in on the ground. It's a time to stand on all 10. As some people say, I'm 10 down, all 10 toes touching the ground. It's a time to stand up for who you are and what you believe in. And it's not about just words. It's about having your actions in your thought life. Show yourself. Show yourself right now. Okay? This is not for the weak of heart. No, it's not. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? We got the Queen of Swords up in here. Did we just leave Libra? And I was just talking about balance. And I want you to know, for those of you who don't know, when you see the Queen of Swords, she's the embodiment of the Justice card. She is Libra with the sword at the ready. She can cut you to the quick. That sword can give you pardon, can give you a ranking. It can knight you or it can good night you. It's about creating clear boundaries in your life. Speak your truth. You've been through so much. Have a great personality. Allow yourself to love. Be brave enough to allow yourself to hurt a little, but be prepared like the soldier that you are on the front lines of life and show up for yourself 10 times out of 10 for the win, okay? For the win. When I see this Queen of Swords showing up right now, I want to tell you this is somebody who creates clear boundaries in their life. This is somebody who's intelligent. This is someone who's a good orator. This is someone who knows how to speak their truth, who speaks from their heart and is prepared to make the tough choices. You understand? This is where this energy is right now. And I'm going to tell you something. When I see her underneath the Ten of Pentacles, I see somebody who's getting their house together. Okay? There's somebody here that has their house together. Okay? And when I say the house, I'm talking about that mental house. I'm talking about that spiritual house as well as that body. Okay? You don't have to wait for somebody's fake New Year's to make a New Year's resolution, because you know what? On November 1st, there's already a new month. Every new month is like a new year for you. Tomorrow's not promised. Do something beautiful for you today. Give yourself a scalp massage. Give yourself a hot shower. Give yourself a bubble bath. Soak your feet in some Epsom salt. Show yourself some love and show up for yourself today. Show up for yourself today. Give yourself a couple of squats. Do a couple of squats for yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your body. If your body can work and you can bend your knees, bend them. If you can bend your wrists, bend them. If you can twist and reach, twist and reach. If you can dance, throw on some music, put it loud, something that makes you feel good, something with good words, something about love, about passion, even about revolution. Don't listen to garbage, please. Don't take garbage in, because there's a saying always in programming: whatever you put into the program is what you're going to get out of the program. And that's the same same thing about your mind and your spirit and your body. So speak life into your being. Say your daily affirmations. Remember that you are thankful. Remember that you are grateful because you are beautiful, because there's purpose over your life, because you are here in this moment and there's a reason for it. Okay? Speak life into your existence so that more life will be produced from you. You bring forth more beauty because you're putting beautiful things inside of you. Yes, beautiful words inside of you. Yes, beautiful visions inside of you. Put your music on. Put something on that reminds you of a beautiful day. Dance, dance, dance. Just jump up and down. Let yourself sweat today. Don't matter what's happening. Smile. Smile at someone. It doesn't matter what party affiliation they have, especially for those of you in the United States of America. I don't care if they have a red hat, a blue hat, a purple hat, no hat at all. Just smile at them because we are in this together, whether we like it or not. Okay? And this right here, when you see this coming, this the big body men of Aquarius. And I know it's going to be tough because a lot of people, this holiday going to hit different. Woo! This holiday is going to hit different. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, my goodness. When I tell you this holiday is going to hit different, when the Five of Swords comes out right here in the middle, I already know some of you already having arguments with people in your mind. Some of you having arguments with people at the job. Some of you walking around, I know so-and-so voted for this. No, let it go. It don't matter. You're going to speak your truth. You cut into the quick. I already see this. This is strong Aquarian energy. When Aquarians come in and say what they have to say, Aquarians usually have an air about them like they got no F's to give. You know what the F's are? They got none of it. They don't have no forgiveness to give sometimes. I got to laugh a little bit because let me tell you something. The only thing that's going to change your life is you. Okay? Is you. You got to go out of your way and love somebody right now. You got to go out of your way to give cover for somebody right now. There's a movie. There's a sad movie. It's called Schindler's List. The oddity of this movie, considering what's going on in this time of day. But in Schindler's List, the thing about Schindler is that he gave cover. Some of us going to have to give cover. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us got to give cover to ourselves. Some of us got to give cover to our neighbors. We got to stand up and link up in love like never before. We need to make love rain, okay? We need to rain some love out here in the world. We really do. Some of us going to have to do it. And I know it's not natural for everybody because love is a very powerful emotion. Let me tell you something. It's a very powerful act because love is a verb. Like amar. Amar means to love. It requires an action. It's not something that you can a word that you just say. See, in English, especially here in the United States, I know a lot of people thought it's love around. Love, 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 love. No, but to love somebody is to be willing to put something on the line that's of value to you for the benefit of the other person. Okay? And look at this. Now I get all the calls coming in. I'm so sorry about that. For the benefit of the other person. I should have turned that off anyways. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. My kids say, that's my bad. Tengo que quitarla, mujer. Tienes que esperar ahora. She got to wait now. I got to put it on silent mode. I'm so sorry about that. All right? Let me tell you something. And hello. You guys over here in TikTok land, please do tap the screen. I appreciate you when you come. I haven't been looking at the screen. I just been led right now. Some of you are walking away from things that have been emotionally oppressive, okay? This is a time, let me tell you something. If you've prone to depression in the past, I see you walking in your truth. There's a power that's coming. You are not alone. Just understand that wherever you are right now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you are not alone. That you're going to be walking away from those things that are emotionally overwhelming. You don't have to entertain stuff that's not good for you right now. I want you to know that. You do not have to. But understand that you are not alone in this moment, that there's love out here, there's peace out here, there's opportunity out here for you, okay? This is not a time where you need to give up. This is a time where you want to move forward. You want to understand that this is your time. It is. And in a lot of ways, the disappointment that a lot of people are feeling is the motivation that they need to actually make real changes in their life in real time, okay? Okay. Wow, look at that. Are we looking at 9 of Pentacles? Oh my goodness. Look at you living in your power. Look at you being able to self-sustain. A lot of you have done a lot of the work before. I'm going to tell you something because I pulled a lot of hermits in the last readings. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people have been putting in the work. A lot of people have been in their closet. A lot of people have been sorting it out. A lot of people have been trying to decide for themselves what's really important, what's most valuable. This is not your time to stop your fight, whatever it is. Okay? Fight for what it is that you believe in. When I say fight for it, I don't mean throw up your fist. I mean use your intellect. Use your brains. Use your communication. Link up with people who are like-minded, who want to produce the kind of life that you want to produce. Start sharing your life. You're going to have to. If you don't share it, guess what happens? You're either going to get together to elevate or you're going to fall apart separate, while those who are in power and have position or in placement to make real change and affect your life, they will in the most horrible way. So before it gets there, start reaching out. Each one reach one, speak to another one, share in love and in peace and in harmony. Okay? Encourage one another. All right? That's what you're going to need to do. But understand, you're being called to do it because you're the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles means that you are self-assured, you are aware, you are strong. All right. And some of you don't even realize it, that you're there. You are more than your circumstances, and all your circumstances here look really, really good. You're being called to the first line. You're being called. You are first liners and you are here. You have shown up. Look at this. Who even knew? I should have known that she was going to show her face, because that's how powerful you coming across, this big time Empress energy. You are constantly creating the life that you desire. Always prepared for the season. I already knew what I already knew, and I was prepared for it. You understand? Prepare for it, because you have to understand, if you don't live in a vacuum, that we are multifaceted, we have many needs, and that people are moving according to what's most important in their personal lives, right? Most important in their personal lives. Thank you so much for being here with me. Guys, tap the screen if you're going to be here with me in the TikTok land. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, welcome, Suman. Jeanette, welcome. Melissa, welcome. And good morning, my loves. Thank you so much for showing up. Here we are dealing with, this is great disappointment. There's going to be a lot of things that people were relying on that may even go into crash. We have to be very careful, but we know what I like here? You know what I like here? Because for those of us who already knew, we stand hard on our beliefs and we prepare for whatever may come. We have the Empress and we have the Tower card. This Tower card does not affect the Empress the way it affects the average person, because the Empress is already prepared for feast or famine. The Empress is already prepared for rain or drought. The Empress is always prepared for the transition stages. Do you understand that? She communicates and creates even through the torment, even through the dissatisfaction, even through the trouble. I'm going to pull the next three cards here. And the next three cards, I'm loving it already. Look here. There's going to be moments where you're going to reassess and evaluate and wonder, is this my time? Is it work or the work that I put into? I want you to know that the answer there is yes, because big Leo energy pops up and it says, this is the hill I die on. You understand? This is the thing that I value. And in doing that, we create our opportunities. You understand? We create the opportunities that we desire in this life now and moving forward. I want you to all be of good courage today. I want you to have faith. I want you to move in love. I want you to cultivate an attitude of peace as much as possible. Cut out anything and anybody in your life that's willing to take you down. Strongly focus on the people in your life, your spiritual family, your mental family, those who will be supportive of you, those who will encourage you to grow, to be the best version of yourself. It is very important that you become like surgeons in your life and with precision cut out the cancers or anything that will pull you out of your higher place of being. That being said, everything that challenges you isn't bad. Understand that there is a difference. So you're going to really need that serenity prayer up in here. Okay? And I don't know why the serenity prayer keeps coming to me, but you're going to have to be able to decipher between what is truly good and what is truly evil, because everything that sounds good isn't good for you. And everything that looks like it's painful isn't necessarily evil. So you're going to have to operate on a certain level of wisdom and understanding that's greater than what you have had before. And you're going to have to ask yourself, is this going to help me to attain what it is for my greater good in this life, to fulfill my purpose on this earth? Is this the way or is that the way? And I encourage you to find people and places that help you cultivate an attitude and a placement of joy. If you feel like when you're with your people, you're more angry, that's not a good place. If you feel like when you with your people, you feel more motivated, you feel lifted, you feel ready and energized to move forward, and that they check in with you and you check in with them and you help each other to propel forward, that's a good place. Understand that all energy is not good. All movement is not progress. But this is where we are, people, together in this world. We are looking to make a better world for ourselves, for our loved ones, in this place where we can all feel a sense of value, self worth, and fulfill what it is that the divine has desired for us and what it is that we feel led to. Okay? That's what we're looking at right now. Whew, that's what we're looking at right now. And this was this was number one. I said, what? Oh, just so you know, everything will become clear in the end. Look at that. I didn't even get to say it, but yes, everything will become clear in the end. This is the card of victory. It's a clear sign of great success. This is a sign that it's time for you to do what? It's time for you to listen very sharply and communicate very clearly. Cut out the bullcrap in your life, and you will be successful. Okay? You will be successful. Okay, look at me losing battery over there. What's going on? Thank you for the likes over there in the TikTok land. Please remember to continue to tap the screen. If you are here, if you're getting anything out of it, tap the screen. You guys in my group, I love you. You know I can't see the messages because I did not log in from my tablet. And you know there's always a delay. Know that I love you. I'm glad that you are here. Okay, we're going to pull this deck next. Okay, I don't know what's going on here in the life. We have the Knight of Swords. We have information coming in. This is world-changing events. And King of Pentacles is showing up again in the first row, saying that we got to stand on business. Okay, so information came in and came in swiftly. This is world-changing events that's happening in our lives. It's asking for us to go to the next level. We have to cross over into the next level. We have to be open. We are all graduating, whether we like it or not, and we are all being called to do what? Be mature. This is the process. And this maturity is more than a notion. Okay? This is communication and getting stuff done. I love my King of Pentacles. What did I say about my King of Pentacles? This is reliable, steadfast energy. Okay, this is strong and determined energy. We have the Four of Swords. Understand that even though there's a lot of information coming in, this is a point in time that you do get the satisfaction of knowing, okay, now I know what I'm dealing with, no matter what it is. Okay, but then you have the Eight of Wands over here also. So you're about to make a move. Understand that there's a moment that may seem like a lull, and this is the absence of an immediate fight. And that's what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Swords, because although this is usually my favorite card, I always love that this is Jupiter and Libra because it's an expansion on that which is balanced, which is important. And this is why a lot of people can be called into a fight this way, because things have been too extreme in this country for too many years. We go far left, we go far right, we go far left, we come far right. And so the people are struggling within themselves to find balance, and are going to be struggling and fighting back to have balance in their places where they live, in particular here in the United States of America, because we have a lot of issues that have to do with us right here, that don't have anything to do with immigrants, don't have anything to do with anybody outside. From our broken healthcare system to our overpriced everything, to the lack of security, to the undermining of elders, to the disrespect and the trafficking of children. I mean, there's a lot of issues just right here without thinking about anybody outside. It's like you in your own house and you got 1,000,001 issues, and everybody's talking about, well, the neighbor's house is on fire. Meanwhile, you've been having kitchen fires and bedroom fires, and you've been putting them out, and you got floods on every floor, and you know, literally our own house is in a situation where we have to address it. So this is what's happening for us over here. And then you see the devil card over here. So we have to have a focus on what it is that's binding us, what it is that's holding us back. And a lot of the issues I see here is materialism and addiction. There's an addiction. The affliction is an addiction to things that are not healthy for us. And a lot of that addiction is to otherism. Okay, the most ism we have in this country is the otherism. Because if we all focus on what's going on in my house and focus on healing and fixing the things in my house, we wouldn't have to worry about any of the other isms, because isms requires other. So if most people take that and focus on what it is and how they can make real change in their life and have that real change in their life spill off over into their neighbors, and then neighbors spill off over into the community, and the community spills over into the county, and the county over into the city, and then that's how they have, oh, certain places are the best places to live, or etc. Like that. Here we go. 10 of Cups. I absolutely love it. So we put in a good work in. All right. When we have this focus and we driven, we know what it is that we're supposed to be doing. We put in a good work in. This news is coming in. It's going to allow us to put ourselves and our mind straight to know that things are going better. 6 of Wands, showing up and being victorious in one's life. I'm going to tell you something. Not only are people seeing you, okay, did you hear? Did you hear? Not only are they seeing you, but you are feeling it. You are showing up in your life. You are truly the center of your life, and the attention that is needed and required, you are going to make it happen. Again, Ace of Swords. Victory is yours. Clear communication and clarity and understanding. There's a spiritual growth. There's a need to cut out the nonsense. There's no fluff going on here. This is truly about showing up in one's life each and every time. The information is coming quickly. The world is changing for you. Some of you don't know what to do. Listen, don't dwell on the stuff that you don't like. Because the realities for everybody in the United States of America in particular, because this is post-election reading, today is the same kind of day this Wednesday as it would have been last Wednesday or the Wednesday before that. No matter who's in control, what's controlling you? What are the moves you're going to do in your life? What are your values? Where do you stand? What is it that you're going to tolerate? What is it that you're not going to tolerate? Do you have the strength of the elders? Do you have the strength of the people of the 50s and the 60s? Do you? As a woman of color in this country, let me tell you, I do. Are you willing to do what's required in order to maintain your rights, your civil rights? I'm going to tell you, as a woman of color in this country, I am. I don't want to see a woman without the right to vote. I don't want anybody in the room with me and my doctor. Even though I'm going to tell you and I share with everybody, I've given birth more times than most women, and I personally do not believe in abortion. But I also personally do not believe I ought to be in your doctor's office with you. Only because God has put me in a position to humble me for me to see that my own life was on the line. And I'm thankful that I had the ability to make the choice. The choice was still mine. Okay? And that's on me. Now, where everybody else stands, that's on them. But ask yourself, if it was you, if it was your life, and it was you on the bed and you bleeding out, would you want them to choose to save you? Ask yourself that question. And if so or not, that's your business. And whatever your religion is too, that's your business. There's a lot of people in this country that don't know the true history of this country either, or how it was founded. They weren't only running from taxes. They weren't only running from a government that was overruling them. They ran from a church, a government that was ruled like a church. They ran from a king and a queen. They didn't want dictators over them. They want the freedom to have a religion and the freedom from other people's religion. There's a lot of discussion that's not had because there's a lot of lack of understanding and a poor education system. This is the poorest education system I think we could possibly have. More people overseas know more about the inception and the implementation of this country than people actually born in this country, because it's all manufactured. It's poorly manufactured. But when you're educated, you will come to understand that people in power can't afford for you to have true knowledge, because it would put you in a position of power. It would put you in a position to have true debate, to have true understanding, and to fight for yourself and to fight for your rights. Okay? That being said, wherever you are in this world right now, just know that I'm sending you love if you hear under the sound of my voice. You don't have to agree with me on everything. You're gonna have to agree with me on some things. If you don't agree with me on anything, then I know that you just in my space like a troll. And that's okay. You can hate on me too, because the more haters I get, the greater I'm getting. I know that too. But just know that it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't edify you. Well, it may. Maybe something will seep in. I don't mind a challenge, and I don't mind a discord, and I don't mind an opposition or a pushback, because it will either create enlightenment or sharpen me, because iron sharpens iron, or it may give me a different way of viewing something, because I know with all that I know, and I studied more than most people on a lot of subjects, I still don't know everything. And I'm constantly learning, and I hope that's the truth for you also. And with this Ace of Swords, that's what that's showing up, that sharpness of thought, the ability to communicate, the understanding of the force behind everything, and the willingness and the need to move forward. Okay, because that's what it is. And we started out with the Knight of Swords, and we're here at the Ace of Swords. At the end, there's going to be some things that are going to be dissatisfying for us. With that Nine of Swords, there are going to be some sleepless nights for some people. But you're going to be making some changes. Be careful where you run to. It's going to require a lot. There's a lot of people who have come over here, and I know that you have been strengthened, and I know that right now it's currently a nightmare. Literally, the reading is showing that Six of Swords, somebody moving from one land to the other, the strength that it takes and the fortitude, the growth and the understanding that comes in the Knight of Swords, literally living a nightmare, having an inability to sleep well. But I want you to put your faith not only in God, but in not only in your fellow man. Be very careful, actually, putting your faith in your fellow man, but not only in God, but ask for direction and have a clear, a clear, a clear, what you call it, a plan of release. You understand? If you are here and we already know what certain things that may be put in place, you may want to check back with your homeland or wherever you're from or see where you can go. You may want to help people make a plan, just like I have a to go bag for where you may need to go, and see if you can have some support there. This is difficult. This is a difficult time, and this is a reality, and we already know it's coming, but it's coming. There's going to be moves, and it's going to be powerful moves, and people are going to have sleepless nights. And I'm sorry, and I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that life is so darn difficult. It is. It's very difficult. But this is the realities for so many people. So many people. And it's a reality for a lot of people here in the States too. A lot of people are going to be moving for jobs within the United States. And when I say that, I'm not being funny. I'm talking about American United States citizens moving for work. I'm gonna tell you something. These right to work states are they're something else. And if you think people won't take advantage of having less regulation or take advantage of not having a certain push to try to get people to work for what we call slave wages, think again. Think again. Okay. Here we go. This was number 2. I want you to know. Okay, we got 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So going to this one, number 3. Thank you, Divine, for all the readings. 3 of Swords. Yes, some people are heartbroken. I see you. I see your pain. I see your disappointment. I see your disconnect between what it is that you thought would happen and what it is that you're feeling and trying to figure out what to do with all of that. I understand it with the Queen of Wands, but you're going to make moves. You're headstrong and you're smart. And the Queen of Swords, you're going to make some clear boundaries. I see some people are cutting people out in their life real time right now. People feel betrayed. Like I said, these holidays are going to be like no other. Oh, my goodness. If you thought the holidays over 4 years ago with something, this is about to be something brand new. There is a lot of great disappointment. There's a conflict between parent and child. I see that this is an issue right now. There may be a generational issue, an issue of values, somebody from the past, and this is an infighting. Queen of Wands, somebody's actually living in their power and feeling really vibrant right now. And it's very important to use that intellect and use that security and do show up for yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Bathe yourself and smell good and present yourself well and communicate clearly and seek more education and understanding, okay? And try to build bridges when possible. Look at this. I said try to build bridges, and the high priestess came out. High priestess says higher intellect. It says greater intuition. It says this is a time to educate oneself, to get understanding, right? When you have the high priestess here, I stand here understanding the mysteries of the world, also that which is most pleasant. Standing here understanding that I'm able to be more fruitful through my study, which is the Torah. This is the book of the Torah right here. And the Torah is the book, supposed to be the book of knowledge. It's a way that helps you to communicate with the divine. You see this cross on the necklace? This is a cross that is a perfect cross. This is not like the cross that they show you with the semblance of Jesus or anything like that. This perfect cross represents all directions, north, south, west, and east. It represents not only sacrifices that are done, but it represents getting direction direction and understanding and everything in between. You understand what's happening here. When you are able to be in this place, when you are able to allow yourself to receive, you can grow and become something more. Okay? Look at here, the judgment card. Oh, wow. I'm just pulling in divine one. Thank you so much, because I'm going to tell you something. Through this knowledge and this understanding, through your dreams and your visions, when you allow yourself to have true clarity, you're going to get a greater understanding of what it is that you are being called to do. And when I say this judgment that's coming to you is not only a judgment from the divine from outside of yourself, but it's a judgment that's happening within yourself, the divine that lives inside of you. Some of you come from a religious point of view. You know this scripture says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The he that is in me is the breath that you take in, is the Spirit of God that lives within inside of you. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, that is going to lead me to have understanding as I study to show myself approved in this time, trying to bridge gaps and understandings between those who are my elders and those who are younger than me. Sometimes that between siblings. Understand that there is a great discourse, there's great discord in this world because of what man has done. But understand that I personally believe that there is a divine one that is greater than all, that is able to help us to produce in real time. Then look at this major arcana of the Empress. What did I say about the Empress all producing? The Empress ruled by the sign of Venus, rules the sign of what? Taurus and Libra. This is the things that you value in the relationships that are most important to you. And also with the relationships that are most important to you, also rules over what? Open enemies. You are always prepared when the Empress shows up in your reading. You're always ready when the Empress shows up in your reading. You are going to get what? You're going to get on about your business. This is the Knight of Pentacles. When the Knight of Pentacles shows up, I love this. This is good, steady, long-suffering energy. And when I say long-suffering, I don't mean that we want the Knight to suffer. I mean that this is somebody who's going to be there, good, bad, and different. Okay? This is not somebody who's here for the good time. This is somebody who's here for the meanwhile. This is somebody who's here for the long while. You know, this is somebody who's serious about it. And so when we see the Knight of Pentacles showing up in a reading, whether this represents us or represents a loved one, relationships in our life, I think some people are really making lifelong relationships and connections that they hadn't had before. Okay? And that this is very important right now. That you have relationships that are valuable. And these relationships that are valuable are more important than what you call than just finances. These are true connections. These are people who are really going to be there for you. Look at this, and here it is. As I was feeling it, and here it is, the 10 of Wands. This is a feeling of carrying a lot. This is a feeling of great wisdom. You've done a lot in life, and so you're taking this experience. You're taking this person that has been worn down, that has been strengthened by the process, and in some places feeling overwhelmed, okay? Overwhelmed in some areas, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to cry. It is, because crying is a natural release that allows us to reset, to build up. Okay, and so this is what's required, and this is what's going to happen. So these are new relationships, and let me tell you something. We have the Queen of Swords, pardon me. Queen of Wands is right here. Queen of Swords. We have the Judgment, and then we have the 10 of Rods, the 10 of Wands, 10 of Rods. And let me tell you something. This is you being prepared. You've been called, and you are ready. You've been through a lot already. You're about to bring it home, okay? You're about to bring that knowledge home. You're about to bring that power and that experience home. For some of you, you may not understand, but some people, you don't have people who are intelligent enough. You have some people who just got old and they never learned anything. Some people, you have elders, and some people, I had some elders that I found out years later that a couple of them didn't actually read, but they were the smartest people you would know, and they could calculate stuff off the top of their head. Some people don't even have that, because we have had a severe dumbing down of America. Severe. And this is not this is not new. At the bottom of the deck, for those of you who are seeking love, I'm going to tell you something. Somebody's going to prove themselves to be more than enough. Look at that with the Page of Swords, this relationship here. There's a curiosity and intellect. The Ace of Cups. This is my Psalm 23 card. For those of you who know, those of you who've been with me, you know, this is all about having that cup run over. This cup runs over when you have gone through adversity. In the moment that you think that you say, I don't know, but I know that my God has me. I know that I've been through a lot, and I know as I'm walking through this path, I don't really feel like I'm alone. Sometimes I feel like I'm beaten down, and I don't feel like I have the next day, but I know somehow I managed to start all over again. And when I find myself in places that I never thought I'd find myself, only to end up at a table in the presence of people that I don't even imagine who these people are. Some of these people I know they don't like me, and other people I thought maybe they loved me, only to find out that I'm sitting in the presence of my enemies and my cup is full and running over. While I look at other people, whether it's running over or not important to me. Some of them half full, some of them empty, some of them sitting there grimacing, some of them got teeth, some of them don't. But I know that in this moment, the Lord is going to show me, put me at this table, and he's going to serve me my full meal, my portion. And my cup is going to run over with all of the blessings. All of the tears that I shed and the purpose for it, he's going to show me. He's going to expose to me in this very moment at this table, you know, who my enemies are. And some of you are going to be very surprised who your enemies are, because some of you are going to be sitting at the table, and at each seat there's going to be a mirror reflecting yourself. I know nobody ever told you this before, but he's going to take me to tell you. Some of you, your enemy is yourself. And now you can take that with you all day long, feast on that and serve it up. Because some of you are blaming everybody else in your life because you didn't learn emotional intelligence. Because you allowed somebody else's words to destroy you and set you off course. Because somebody looked at you wrong and you felt, oh, they hate me. Because somebody didn't hug you enough, so you didn't stop and take your 2 arms that God gave you and hug yourself. Because somebody else treated you bad, you sat and you ate your emotions, so now you're 300 pounds, but you haven't loved yourself enough to walk the 300,000 steps that it's going to take to get it down. Some of you have to look in the mirror and realize that the people you are blaming only have the power that they have because you have relinquished your power to them. I'm just saying, it's there. Take it, leave it, do whatever with it, share it. Love you, okay? I know that hit different for some people, but I want you to know that as you're going through this life in this period of time, and right now, you have the 3 of Cups showing up here at the end of this reading. 3 of Cups with the Lovers card. I'm seeing a new marriage. I see that some of you are going to be dealing with some old things and maybe even falling into some old trappings. So be careful with the choices that you're making, with the people that you're choosing in your life, okay? Be careful. Also understand that this is Capricorn energy, and I don't hate on the Capricorn because I love my Caps. My Capricorn people, I love you because let me tell you something. You are the ghost, the greatest ones of all time. Have you ever seen a mountain goat climb? It looks impossible. You want somebody who's disciplined and on point. In the positive, you don't do better than a Capricorn because they're going to tell you, they're going to show you, and they're going to do it as they're leading. Okay? And sometimes when I say leading, they may be leading like this. They're going, and if you catch up, you get to go with them. And if you don't, tough on you. You know, that's what I'm talking about with that kind of energy. Look at here. With the Chariot under the Ace of Cups, the divine is giving you everything you need. All you have to do is set the course. Understand that you have the power. You see what I was talking about with that Ace of Cups? I didn't even know that the Chariot was going to fall on top of it. But when I was talking about that mirror, that's because some of you driving your life right off the tracks. Some of you are not focused on where you need to be. You're not focused on where you are. You're not putting the energy into your now in order to prepare for your tomorrow. And then you're upset when tomorrow shows up and you're still hungry because you didn't bake the bread, you didn't mix the dough, you didn't go get the flour, you didn't do what you needed to do, okay? And so today, I don't give you any excuses to not do what you need to do. You want to go cry, go get in the shower, let the water run, snot up, and then get up and do 10 jumping jacks and run and clean your room and make your bed and go to work. And if you're already at work, smile, damn it, smile. Nobody chose that job, just you did. And if you say, well, I couldn't get another job, then your job is to get another job. And whether that job is working for somebody else or working for yourself or figuring it out or contacting other people, maybe it's like, oh, I never wanted to work around a whole lot of people. Maybe your job is to go clean toilets in people's houses. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever it is that you want to do, go do it. The only thing stopping you is you. And that's it. And everything here is looking good because even the devil is not responsible for everything. It's the you. It's the thing inside of you. It's the spirit inside of you that you have to feed. You have to feed it. You have to be driven. Some of you are driven about your materialistic also. Don't be so driven that you can't enjoy your life, because the divine wants you to enjoy your life. You're going to have that moment to enjoy your life, but it's going to require a certain level of discipline. This is your time. This is your time. This is your time. I want you to know that. Today hit different. It hits different for a lot of people. I know a lot of people with all different walks of life, with all different points of views, from all different hurts. And I want you to know that today, no matter where you are, no matter what you're feeling, that you have to understand that there are other people in this world that hold their own feelings and their own thoughts to be their truth, that they desire peace in their own way, that they want recognition, and people who don't have power feel powerless, truly. And that's not to make excuses, because the reality is the focus needs to be on who? Focus needs to be on you. And I do know that this is a day, like I said, a lot of great disappointment. But this is your time to shine and to show up and to be what it is that you need to be for yourself and for those that you love, and moving forward. And moving forward, okay? We're going to be all of that. And here we are. Bam, number 4. We are out here, y'all. When I say we're out here, y'all, yeah, somebody had a difficult night last night. That's why I didn't even sit up with no news. I already understood what the outcome was. Some of you don't understand what the assignment is, and you get bogged down in the stuff that doesn't really matter, and it'll take your joy. So this is a time of great introspection for everybody. Okay, when you see this guy come out, this the hangman, it's time for you to really look at life a little differently. And if you thought that you understood, you didn't understand. But this is going to help you to mature and help you to be stronger. There's going to be a required amount of discipline and strength right now that you didn't have before. And like I said, it doesn't matter. For some of you, yes, it was a tower moment for you. Some people really were delusional and thought that a certain person was going to have it because of how they felt. And a lot of people live in silos. This happens to a lot of people. You know, it's like, oh, I go to this church and I know me and my neighbors and we all feel and think this. And the election is not even close, I should say. When I say that, like the numbers are close in such a way, like half and half. It's not close like, oh, he only got the electoral because of, this part. But people are divided in this country on their actual values. And until people recognize that and get a clue, you're not going to have the ability to move on. And this right here has put a flame underneath a lot of people. It's going to give you the idea that you need to make a drive, but this is the way to move forward. The Knight of Pentacles. This Knight of Pentacles is falling underneath this sign right here to be in one's power. And I'm going to tell you, pardon me that noise, I'm going to tell you right now, this energy is what's needed in order for us to propel forward. Okay? There are certain things that a lot of us don't want. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people feel like a lot of things being shoved down their throat. A lot of people feel like they're not being respected. Okay? And the loudest people are not always the right ones. And everybody who voted for this person is not a racist. Unfortunately, this person presents that and he attracts that more so. But a lot of people made this vote because they weren't being heard by the party in place. And when the party in place does not hear their people, the mandate is always to turn over. That's always what happens. Just people in their basic selves and living their basic lives, this is what they do. And I know that this is very difficult for a lot of people to accept. But it's a reality. And the issues that people wanted to make fun of people about, they had no business. Look at this, the whole brand new start. We all about to step out brand new. Every single person about to step out brand new. How do we move forward? How do we get this spark to be something positive that's going to strengthen all of us? This is what's going to happen for people now. This is what people are going to have to focus on. Okay? This is what's happening. We have the ability to create a life that we truly desire. We have the Fool card and we have the Magician. The Fool card is all about us stepping out, taking a chance, using our life experience, but it's also courage. Having the courage to dream big and produce something that we truly desire. Calling on all of our resources, our intellect, and our wisdom. Look at this. The divine has a message for you, and the message for you, for me, for all of us is one that is great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, meaning that we are all in a spiritual time of awakening. We have to make a choice in order to move forward. There's going to be a great fight amongst us. And when I say amongst us, I'm not talking about civil war. That's stupid. A lot of people talk stupid like that. Nobody wants to fight in the street because people in this country live with too many comforts. And that's the reality when people really think about it. The majority of people in this country live with entirely too many comforts. This is not the 1800s. You know, people don't, everybody don't want to be bloody and homeless in the street. Nobody, okay? So understand this, that this is a time of inner strength, of knowledge. This is a time of great conflict too. I left this out by accident, pardon me, because the tower moment is here. The tower moment is coming to your life to reorganize your thinking, to make you redo. When the building comes down, you have to lay new foundation in order to construct something better. So there is where you're going to have to fight on what it is that we look like moving forward, how it is that we produce moving forward. We have the energy, we have the divine is giving us the intellect. People are going to come together. They're going to be able to do it. Is it going to be long lasting? I say it will because we have the dedication of the Pentacles here. We have the dedication of the Knight of Pentacles here, which is leading us forward. It's slow and steady. It's consistent energy. I like this consistent energy because this is temporary. This temporary energy of no sleep and restlessness, this came because a lot of people's hopes and dreams and the things that they thought was something have been faulty. But people on all sides, and when I say all sides, this is actually true, whether you're extreme right or extreme left, people on both sides have been saying for the longest, this system needs an overhaul. How that looks to us all is different. It's very different. And so that's where we have the conversation. That's where we need to develop understanding. But this is a brand new day. We're becoming a brand new people, creating something real in our lives and putting us or putting aside the time to develop mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and to create what it is that we truly need. This is us living in our power and understanding that the hope and the desires that we have are based upon the decision we make to elevate ourselves to a higher mental state and emotional state of being. We must do the hard work of self-analyzation, the hard work of actually putting our feet in our hands where our mouths have been. Create the peace, my loves. Create the harmony. Choose love. Choose peace. I beg of you. I really do. I beg of you. Choose wisdom. Because true wisdom and understanding will not have you fighting one another. Because when we fight one another, those in power win. Because that's the distraction. We must teach them all that they work for us. We must teach them all that they work for us. If this one thinking that funding an annihilation of a people with our tax dollars was going to get them forward while shutting people's voices out, they learned today. If people thought that they could just tell people whatever about their physical beings or things of this nature, or you can identify this or that, and that it would be acceptable, they learned today. Also, if you thought because you live in a certain community and everybody where you are is open-minded, that that was the status quo and that everybody believed as you learned to. And if you that just thinking because you look, vote for you or vote, because millions of people have come out and let their voices be heard for good, for bad. For the outcome depends on how you feel about it. But people came and they expressed what it was through their votes. And it wasn't a one-issue vote. There are no one-issue voters. It's a lie. It's propaganda. That's propaganda. Nobody's voting just because of one issue. And usually people vote according to how, honestly, how they feel in their skin, in their lives. People vote on a very personal level, and it's not just the economy. because the economy sucks dog crap. And it was going to suck dog crap because of tariffs. And I'm hoping that this guy gets people there that'll tell him, do not do tariffs because we don't want to pay $20 for stuff we paid $1 for in 2019. But people are still not feeling this. Oh, you just because you're telling me everything's great and unemployment is low. Unemployment is low in the United States of America because every other person has 3 jobs. There are people working 2 and 3 jobs, and the so-called poverty levels are a joke because you have to be born into a rich family in order to afford to work for what they call right above the poverty levels in any state in the United States of America. You can't rent a room at a lot of places for less than $200 a week. I don't even know if that's even a thing anymore. And that doesn't even matter almost on which state you're in, unless you rent it from a friend. So it's a very difficult time to be alive in this country. People have been overwhelmed by uh, the things that we all lived through to COVID and then post COVID, and then it was loss of family, loss of everything, then this false sense of returning to normal when people have lost loved ones, to this sense of, oh, we're superior and making everything about somebody's personal social issue and not really addressing the issues that were truly affecting people, and then having us in this horrible situation politically and worldwide. And our health system here is dog meat. It's better than what it would have been prior to the President Obama before the American Cares Act. But honestly, it should have been much better than that. And the Democrats had a lot of opportunity to address it, and they failed us. That's the reality. For those of you who are a Democrat and you need a reality pill, that's the reality. And just because it's better than the last time, if you're in an abusive relationship, you're like, oh, he used to punch me in the gut, but now he only slaps me in the face, and you're tired of being abused, you say, I'm not taking any more slaps off of you either. You understand? It's not enough. We really have to all wake up and talk to one another. We really do. Not talk at each other, not be angry with one another, but try to reach and validate each other as people for who we are. And we really must do it for ourselves, for our children, for the ability for this generation, for these generations of people to live. And for a lot of people who are waiting for a coming that I don't think is coming personally, for a lot of people waiting for it, it's just going to be just like how they discover when there are droughts. Oh, it looked like a whole storefront here. We're going to be flooded out or burnt up or whatever. The end will come for those who are alive, a lot of people. And then for those who are left behind, they'll probably start all over again and probably have some new version of history, or history as far back as they remember it, if they can remember it to the 1900s or late 1800s or whatever. Because the more people dig and the more that's exposed, the more we realize that a lot of the world didn't know the true history of man or mankind. And the history of man is more than 2,000 years. It's more than 5,700 and something. It's more than 6,000. It goes back a long, long, long time. So imagine, for all of what we think we know and for the books that we have, that people have been telling each other stories. They have been having cultures. They have been having faith. They have been praying to their God. They've been doing this long before we came along. And we fight over things that some other man wrote in a language that some other man had, that they taught us to speak or to write. And what the reality is, when you have a true relationship with the divine, Spirit will talk to you. When you read in that book, your Bible, whichever Bible, your Bible, your Quran, your Torah, right? Your Tanakh, whatever you read, and you know how it says, when you read how God talked to people and gave people visions, I'm going to tell you, I know personally God will give you visions. He will give you visions, and you will have things that come to you in your sleep. You will have dreams. And sometimes those dreams will scare you. But then you will understand the difference between a dream, a premonition, and you'll understand that sometimes God will allow you to see things so that you can prevent a disaster. We better learn to outlove the hate. We're going to die under it. And I'm sorry. I know I'm going to have to go because I know that the TikTok don't like the words I use. So I want you to know that I love you. And again, I'm praying for you, whether you're here or abroad. I want us to all have peace in our lands, have harmony in our homes, have love in our life, have true companionship and true friendship. And I'll be checking in with you again as soon as I can. Okay? Mwah. Love you. Until the next time, my dears. Follow if you don't follow already.